Are you worried about what the future holds in terms of global conflicts and crises? Well, you're not alone. This is why we're here today, to arm you with practical, cost-effective strategies to prepare for the unknown. Welcome to our new video. 15 free prepping hacks. Get SHTF ready without breaking the bank. In this series, we're going to delve deep into each of these hacks, starting with the first one on our list, water storage. Now, water is life, as we all know, but when disaster strikes, clean, potable water can be hard to come by. So, what can we do about this? The answer lies in your recycling bin. You see, those soda bottles you've been tossing away can be repurposed into excellent water storage containers. They're durable, easy to clean, and most importantly, they're free. Start by thoroughly washing and disinfecting your bottles. Remember to also clean the cap, as bacteria can often hide there. Once clean, fill them with water and store them in a cool, dark place. It's that simple. This strategy is not only cost-effective, but also environmentally friendly. It's a win-win. Plus, soda bottles come in various sizes, so you can have a range of options depending on your needs. Whether you're thinking about a 2-liter bottle for family use or a smaller one to slip into your bug-out bag, these bottles can be lifesavers in a pinch. So, the next time you finish off a soda, think twice before throwing the bottle away. Consider how it could save your life in an emergency situation. It's about making the most of what we have and turning everyday items into survival tools. Now, you're one step closer to being prepared for any crisis that comes your way. And remember, the key to successful prepping is being resourceful and thinking outside the box. So, start collecting those soda bottles and ensure your water supply is assured. Ever wondered how you'd start a fire without a lighter or matches? Well, fear not, because the answer lies within your own home. Fire is a vital survival tool, providing warmth, light, and a means to cook. You can create your own fire starters with nothing more than lint and used cooking oil. Yes, you heard right, lint. That fluffy stuff you scrape out of your dryer after a load of laundry. It's incredibly flammable, making it an ideal base for a DIY fire starter. To make your fire starter, simply fill a small container with lint, then pour in enough used cooking oil to saturate it. Keep this handy little lifesaver in a waterproof container, and you're ready to start a fire at a moment's notice. But what about food? In a survival situation, knowing what you can and can't eat in your local area can be the difference between life and death. This is where foraging skills come in. Foraging is an ancient practice, and one that is still very much alive today. It involves identifying and gathering wild plants for food or medicinal purposes. You'd be surprised how many common plants in your backyard or local park are not only edible but packed with essential nutrients. Start by learning to identify a few common edible plants in your area. There are many free resources online to help you with this. Remember, positive identification is crucial. Some plants can be harmful or even deadly if ingested, so never eat a plant unless you are 100% sure it's safe. Practice these skills regularly, and before you know it, you'll be able to start a fire and forage for food like a seasoned survivalist. You'll have the peace of mind knowing you can provide for yourself and your loved ones in a crisis without having to rely on modern conveniences. With these skills, you're one step closer to surviving in any situation. What if your GPS fails you when you need it the most? In today's digital age, we've become heavily reliant on technology. But what happens when technology fails us? That's where the age-old skill of map reading comes into play. It's an invaluable skill to have in any survival situation, allowing you to navigate unfamiliar terrain and find your way to safety. Map reading isn't just about knowing how to read a compass or understanding contour lines. It's about developing a keen sense of direction, understanding the lay of the land, and being able to make sense of your surroundings based on the information provided on the map. You can practice and improve your map reading skills using free online resources or by simply spending time outdoors with a map and compass in hand. Next, let's move on to first aid training. Accidents happen, and in a survival situation, immediate medical help may not be readily available. That's why it's crucial to have at least a basic understanding of first aid and CPR. From treating minor cuts and burns to knowing how to perform CPR, these skills can make a significant difference in a life or death situation. You don't necessarily need to spend money on expensive first aid courses. There are plenty of free online resources available that can teach you the basics. Websites like the Red Cross offer free online first aid guides, And YouTube is a treasure trove of instructional videos covering everything from bandaging a wound to performing CPR. In conclusion, map reading and first aid are two essential survival skills that you can learn and improve upon without spending a dime. They're not only practical, but also empower you to be more self-reliant and prepared for any situation that may come your way. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to survival. Physical preparedness is just as important as having the right gear. Let's talk about fitness. It's easy to overlook, but in a crisis, your physical condition could be the difference between survival and, well, let's not dwell on the alternative. Start a no-equipment fitness routine to improve your physical endurance. This doesn't mean you need to transform into an Olympic athlete overnight. The key is consistency. Start with simple exercises like push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. Gradually increase the intensity as your strength and endurance improve. Remember, it's not a race. It's about building a habit of regular physical activity that you can sustain in the long run. Now, let's shift gears and talk about networking. In times of crisis, having a strong community network can be a lifesaver, quite literally. Join local community groups or online forums to connect with experienced preppers. There's a wealth of knowledge out there, and most people are more than willing to share their experiences and insights. Don't be afraid to ask questions, no matter how basic they might seem. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Networking isn't just about learning, though. It's also about building relationships and fostering a sense of community. You never know when you might need to rely on these connections. Plus, there's an added benefit. Working together with others towards a common goal can make the process of prepping feel less overwhelming and more enjoyable. So there you have it, fitness and networking. Two crucial aspects of prepping that cost you nothing but time and effort. But the payoff? It's huge. Both can significantly increase your chances of weathering a crisis successfully. So don't delay. Start that fitness routine and begin reaching out to fellow preppers today. Your fitness and network can make all the difference when SHTF. We've covered a lot today, so let's quickly recap. We started with the essential skill of water storage, showing you how to repurpose soda bottles for emergency water supplies. We then moved on to fire starters, demonstrating how to construct your own using lint and used cooking oil. Foraging skills were up next, as we discussed how to identify and gather edible plants and herbs in your local area. We also went over map reading, highlighting the importance of this skill and directing you to free online resources to hone it further. We then delved into the importance of first aid training, suggesting free online courses to equip you with the basic knowledge of first aid and CPR. To ensure physical preparedness, we introduced a no-equipment fitness routine that can be done right at home. We also stressed the importance of networking by joining local community groups or online forums to learn from experienced preppers. Gardening was our next focus, with tips on starting a survival garden using seeds from your kitchen scraps. We showed you how to make homemade candles from collected wax scraps or used cooking oil, and we discussed simple home security measures that can be implemented using supplies you may already have. We then moved on to the development of a comprehensive family emergency plan, followed by DIY gear repair, utilizing online tutorials to maintain and repair your own gear. We also introduced you to the concept of a DIY sanitation system, such as a composting toilet. We discussed the establishment of a barter system within your community for goods and services, and last but certainly not least, we spoke on the importance of mental preparedness, suggesting free meditation and stress management practices to enhance mental resilience. Today, we've shared 15 free prepping hacks to help you get SHTF ready without breaking the bank. Remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is now. Stay safe, everyone.